say you're a teacher, you decide, I'm training for the benefit of my students, because those are the ones I've got to teach, seems quite obvious, that they benefit and grow as quickly as possible. So you're always looking for solutions to be a better teacher so your students can grow more quickly. Now, if that is the reason why you train, your unconscious mind aligns to that and aligns to your present and future students and starts to gather the information you need to teach them well. So as a teacher, there's a karmic continuum that moves forward. So the teacher's vow is I train for the benefit of my students. That's why I practice. Why else would I do it if I'm a teacher? It's not for selfish reasons. And what happens over time is your astral body, which isn't subject to time, it's running on patterns between birth and death, it will align itself through the rest of your life towards having the knowledge and the skills needed to teach on this unconscious level in the body consciousness, on this astral level, on the spiritual level, and within the higher aspects of the spirit. It's aligning to that because you've dedicated the merit and benefit of what you're doing for those people. So that becomes your unconscious pattern of the information of how you evolve and grow. Now, the nice thing about it is each person has a different question in their unconscious about what they want from this. Now, as a teacher, the information passes through to give it to each person. It means you gather a lot of knowledge as a teacher. And you don't have to put a huge amount of effort. You just teach for other people's benefit, and knowledge just grows because you're a beacon of knowledge as an unconscious reflection of that vow. Now, if you're a healer, what do? You're a healer to heal people. So you dedicate the benefit of going to medical school to your future patients. And as you make that vow, you unconsciously align to every patient you're ever going to treat to give them a better treatment. So your unconscious mind gets in place, your self-image gets in place, the intellect gets in place, the spirit gets in place, and the patient walks in, I know what to do, I know how I'm going to heal this person. Because you've already aligned yourself to that before you even started learning how to heal. So that information from day one has to be in the right place. So information that you put into your Qigong has to be suitable for how do you want to grow with this? What direction do you want to take? And because this course is a teacher's course, most of you will head in that direction. Some of you will be more in the healing direction. But you have to think of what vow you're going to take as the basis or foundation of sharing knowledge or healing or whatever else you're going to do with this information. Now, that vow has to come from the heart. You have to believe it, you have to feel it, you have to act on it, you have to live in resonance with it, and that's your life's purpose. Your life's purpose is to fulfill that vow. And as soon as it aligns to your life's purpose, you get free energy, because all the support structure in nature wants to evolve, all the support structure of the spiritual beings and all religious systems seek to evolve. Whatever religious system you connect to, that religious hierarchy goes, oh, this person is giving something good forward in time, they will support you. So you get this good luck where things just, wow, that's working nicely. It's just moving in the right direction. And as soon as you go into ego consciousness, you're butting your head on a brick wall going, I'm out of my luck. What's happening? I'm in ego consciousness. Go back to my vow. That's easy. Life's just happening the way I want it to happen. So your vow is built around your life's purpose, and it synchronizes body consciousness, ego consciousness, intellect, spirit consciousness, and the higher parts of your light bodies as well, and invites them to come into alignment. So when you breathe in any exercise, any vital energy, work with anything that you're doing, you're putting a magnifying on a small exercise going, this is a smaller picture, but I'm doing this exercise for the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? And it'll change the exercise. It'll change the energetic support structure. Everything shifts if you do it in alignment with greater good and the greater goal. Now, let's say you're doing initiation in Hermetics. A lot of people here are working on that text. And you read through the book, and you go, okay, there's this final goal of union with divinity. We don't know what the divinity is, but there's some type of God consciousness that we want to develop union with. And if you have that in your mind, when you do the first exercise changes its agenda. let's say, observing the rising and falling wave thoughts, and the thoughts and the observer separate, that separation will make the mind float. Where does that mind float to when you do the exercise? It goes to whatever your vow is, whatever the bigger picture is. And if the vow is to attain union with divinity, once it's floating, there's a magnet that pulls it towards it, and you start having divine experiences just from the first exercise. But if you only read the book up to step 1 and went, okay, I'm just going to watch my thoughts, your mind's floating, and how long are you going to last on working with that book? A few weeks, a few months? Not very long. You kind of give up because you don't have any direction of where you're going, what you're doing with that spiritual process. So we have the exercise itself, and we have the greater goal. What is that for you? And you have to be very, very defined. I'm doing this for this reason. So let's say you're Buddhist, triple gem. I take refuge in the Buddha. That's the desire to attain enlightenment. I take refuge in the path to enlightenment. I take refuge in the support structure to attain enlightenment. And you say that as a chant before you start. You just made the reason why you're practicing your next meditation exercise. So unconsciously everything's going, yep, support structure, path, destination, we're all on track, and then your exercise will lead you to that destination because that's the information you implanted before you started your meditation exercise. That's the opening. It's an intention to and a signal to all the levels of unconscious. That's where you want to go. So now I want you to write down what information do you want to implant into every exercise you do. Before we start doing magnetic, where does that take you? What do you want out of it? And I like to do this as like a tree, like a hierarchy. Okay, on a superficial level, it's making my magnetic field more powerful for Qigong. On an astral level, I'm getting all these sensitivities to the energies of nature and union with nature. I can feel what the trees are thinking. And then on the mental level, I'm getting spiritual insight and spirit senses are awakening to evolutionary processes and spiritual principles, which is different to the astral sensitivity of relationships. It's principle-based in the mental body. And then how that leads into equanimity, stillness, and ascension. So there's this hierarchy of, oh, that's why I'm practicing that, to get to this divinity union goal on the top. And whatever wording we use, if you look at, let's say, Buddhism, nibbana is the release of attachment, aversion, delusion. And it's done through developing equanimity. The first platform in Hermetics is using the elements to generate equanimity to come into union with divinity. Same thing, different words. So the essence of what we're doing is training energy to release the mind, to get ourselves out of this cage and ascend. So what I want you to take the next few minutes doing is writing down, why am I doing this? Where do I want it to go? Create layers of goals leading up to your highest goals on the top and your physical goals on the bottom, and any vows that go with it. You know, if you're a healer, your vow is you learn healing for the benefit of your patients. If you're a teacher, you train for the benefit of your students, and so forth. You know, if you're a builder and you build houses, the house isn't for you, it's for the person who's going to live in that house. So you want to put as much love and care and perfection into that house so they enjoy that house for the rest of their life. So you're dedicating your effort to their happiness through building a house. So whatever your purpose and goal and role in life is, should be incorporated into this as clearly as possible.